This is the new Mini Cooper Convertible S, and this is going to be launched in the Indian market very soon. Bookings are already open. When it goes on sale, BMW Mini claims this will be the most affordable convertible in India. So what is the most affordable convertible all about? What does it offer? What's new in terms of tech? How does it feel to drive? And does it still deliver the proper Mini experience or not? Well, in order to find that out, we are in the beautiful city of Jaisalmer, and over the next few minutes, let's find out what she's made of. Starting off with the design of this car, well, it is unmistakably Mini, and all of the elements that you are used to seeing in a Mini Cooper, all of them are there. Yes, there are some subtle changes being a new model, like the headlamp surrounds in the grille, but nothing enough to give it a complete new makeover, and which is a good thing. I think Mini are cars that should stick to that old school design language. This does, although it looks modern, but it has traces of its original DNA. So up front you can see a wide grille, accentuates the width of the car, gives it a nice stance. There's also this S badging, and there are these studs on the grille. So all of these elements give the car a nice dynamic profile, and as you move towards the side, you'll see nicely designed alloy wheels. By the way, you get an option of choosing between alloy wheel designs. So this is the one that we've got on our test car today, and right now we've got the roof down, so it's got the proper convertible look. At the back, again, it has the Union Jack element tail lamps. All in all, to sum it up, a clean design, traces back to its original DNA, and looks good, especially in this desert background. In this red color, it creates a striking imagery. And just in case you're thinking how it looks with the roof up, well, I forgot, but here's how it looks with the roof up. It takes a total of 18 seconds for the roof to go fully up or fully down, and you can do it at up till speeds of about 30 kilometers an hour when on the move. And now talking about the interior of the Convertible S, well, with the roof down, of course, it looks very airy and spacious. And coming to the overall dashboard, now this is a very interesting dashboard. Now when you have a first look, you'll probably think, yeah, it's fabric or maybe a recycled material, but it's not that. It's not recycled material, it's a secondary material, different from recycled, in the way that recycled is something that you make from, you can make it from bottle, from bag, from shoes, and then it turns into some other form. This is made from naturally sourced, ecologically sourced materials from raw format, turned into this, and then this can be turned into that raw form again and be sent to the planet back. So it's a much more ecological way of making materials, and why it's interesting is because it allows BMW as a group to get more carbon credits, lower the overall emissions which every car maker has to globally, and because their carbon credits are more, they do not necessarily have to put some 4 or 6 cylinder engines in their M cars. That's why the M cars can still have those big loud V8s. So this is a very good interior in that respect. Of course, you get a very nice HUD up front. It is customizable, so you can not just view the speedometer, but instead you can also have your playlist, radio stations. You can also have turn-by-turn navigation up there along with the speedometer and a lot of other info. So that again helps the driver not take their eyes off the road, which is really good. And of course, being a Mini, it's a funky interior. The celebration of that funkiness is this circular screen here. It's a fantastic screen, just grabs your attention once you get inside the car, And then of course in terms of touch response, in terms of connectivity, it's great. So yes, I mean, no complaints there. On the lower console you get some buttons, which is good. At least I like the fact that Mini hasn't gone in like full touch screen. Buttons for the necessary controls, they continue to be here, which is a good thing. The steering wheel itself is quite nice, chunky, it gets the controls here and it feels good from a driver's perspective. So when you're really going into those corners hard, you know, that go-kart feeling, the steering really responds well. Seats up front are very good, comfortable, the cushioning is nice. Side support is very good, which is very important in a Mini, because when you chuck it into a corner, you need that side support. You know, the side support and also the seat, the backrest is very nice. So overall from a cabin perspective, yes, very impressive. Even when you put the roof down, you have got a decent amount of headroom clearance left. Seats are electrically adjustable. The material quality overall is, I would say, nice. Of course, like I said, this allows us to have more V8s. So you can have an M5 and for some days you can drive this. So yeah, I mean, it's a great thing. Rear seat space, like it has always been with Mini, this has grown in size, but that doesn't mean it just goes on to become a 4-seat car. You can have kids there, you can have adults, but maybe for short durations, and that too if people at the front are not too tall. Otherwise, being there isn't going to be a pleasant experience. Even in terms of boot space, quite nice. You know, the way you can put in a lot of stuff. I like the fact that for a car of this size, the boot space is respectable. So add all of that and what you get is a car that is nice in terms of interior. You know, you get all the features, you get a nice looking cabin, very funky, exactly how you want your Mini to be, and at the same time it's comfortable. It's got the tech, you can use it for reasonably practical purposes, but the most important thing, it continues to be fun. That's what Mini is all about. Alright guys, now before I go ahead and tell you about the performance, please hit that like button if you have liked the video so far, and do let us know in the comment section what you think about this car, and please like it, share it as well. And now let's talk about the driving part of the Convertible S, and well, to start off, let's talk about the hardware. First, it comes with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol motor, and it churns out 204 horsepower, 300 Newton meters of torque, and all of this power is sent through a dual clutch transmission to the front wheels. Now, this is the traditional Mini recipe we know, but that's on paper. How does it perform in the real world? Well, to start off, it does get off the line very quick, and I mean, there's no doubt about it. Yes, it's a turbocharged engine. It does, take a fraction of a second to get the turbo spooled up, get the things going. But once it does, once you hit about 2000, you cross about 2200 RPM, well, that's when this car gets into its own element. Then you see it just, giving you a surge of acceleration. And while all this acceleration is happening, yes, you are going very quick, and in the process you are also making some good sound. Yes, it's not hardcore, like a big block engine sound, but that's not what Mini has ever been about. It's been tractable performance. That's what the mantra has always been about, and this continues to stick true to those roots. So yes, it is fast to drive, it's quick, you can accelerate quick, you can get up to over 200 kilometers an hour with ease. It does everything without any issues at all. So yes, it's fun in that respect. Of course, when it comes to handling, we have all heard, Mini is supposed to handle like a go-kart. Now, does this one, especially convertibles, convertibles with the additional strengthening to compensate for the structural integrity of, the loss of roof. A lot of people say, well, convertibles are not that great handlers. But with this, the story is different, because this car absolutely loves to dance around curves. Yes, I mean, it is a convertible, but I don't find any kind of a trade-off in terms of handling, and that's because the car itself is quite small to start with. So you already start off with a nimble package. That means you don't have to really go into, too much of strengthening, adding too much weight. You can still play around with and get away with, and that's why when you're going fast over curves, through corners, it just sticks, it just hugs the road like a go-kart would. So yes, it's brilliant fun in that respect. Great handling. It again gets a firm steering wheel, and through corners this steering wheel communicates well with you. It lets you know what's happening with the tires up front, and as a result of that, yes, it's quite engaging to drive. That said, there are things that I'm not a big fan of. Now, this dual clutch transmission, it works well. It's quick, no problems at all. But there is an issue, and that's that there is no option to shift manually. So even if I want to, even if I'm in the mood, if I take it to a track, if I'm, going through maybe a nice ghat section, I have no manual control over the gearbox. And the only thing I can do in that case is just put it from drive into an L mode, which is basically a sports mode. It will just, select the lower gear, rev higher. Yes, it does get more fun, but I miss the fact that I don't have control over the gearbox. And that, for anyone who enjoys driving and is buying a Mini because of its fun to drive abilities, well, that is a bit of a downer. Also, if you would have looked at the design in the past, when we were talking about the exterior, you must have noticed that the exhaust at the back, well, it's a concealed unit. So you don't see the exhaust. Now, it's a nice sounding exhaust. Why not make a visual spectacle about it? What's the point of keeping it hidden? It's not an EV. It's a petrol car. Show the exhaust. But yeah, that could have been better. So those are things which I find, could have been better. But beyond that, it's a fantastic car to drive. The HUD system is just insanely good, customizable. So in addition to the usual speedometer stuff, you can also view your playlist, radio stations. You can also have turn-by-turn navigation there. So yes, in terms of tech, in terms of driving, in terms of features, in terms of the overall fun angle that Mini is known for, this car stays true to all of those aspects. It is good fun to drive, it is quick, it sounds good, it looks spectacularly well, especially with the roof down, and it's the most affordable convertible in India right now. I don't know the prices, but like I said, the brand claims it will be when it goes on sale. So yeah, a lot of good things going for it. So yes, if you're someone who's looking for a fun small convertible to add to your garage, and you want it to be really good fun to drive, not just a convertible to look, for the heck of it, this is a true Mini. It is a convertible, and if they can price it at about 48-49 lakhs, I think it should be good value for money too. Let us know, what do you think about the Mini Convertible S? Oh, and about the sound, right? Well, you can do a lot of stuff. There are driving modes. You can put it in go-kart mode. There are other modes too, eco, named differently. But when you push the pedal to the metal, this is how it sounds. I'll switch it to L. Some wind noise must be coming through, but that's the fun of driving a convertible. Otherwise, why the hell would you buy one?